So this is the Phone Rebel Frosted Series Gen 7 case for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And ever since my iPhone got damaged from a low height drop using one of Apple's own cases, I've been trying to find a rugged case I can actually trust. The Rebel Gen 7 has been one of the most requested cases on this channel. However, there's actually two different versions of the Gen 7. There's the Rebel Series Aramid Fiber version, which managed to survive 60 drops during my full video review right here. And then there's the Frosted Series Gen 7. It has a different look, a different material feel, but can it protect the iPhone 17 Pro Max just as well as the Aramid Fiber version? If you're new to this channel, my name is John, the 4i Tech Guy, and I drop test rugged iPhone 17 Pro Max cases to see if they actually live up to the manufacturer's claims. So let's start with the most important thing of all: basic protection. If you go to the Phone Rebel website, these are some of the protection features they advertise for the Frosted Series Gen 7. Full coverage TPU protection, premium CNC aluminum hardware, aggressively raised front claw-like corners. Now some of these features sound impressive, but what actually matters is whether they protect your iPhone during a real-world fall. So before doing any drop testing, I first wanted to see if the front screen lip was actually tall enough to protect the display. So I did my usual marker and white paper tilt test to see if the front lip keeps the screen and green marker from touching the paper during a face-first impact. Unfortunately, the Frosted Series Gen 7 failed this test. There was visible marker transfer to the paper. Oddly enough, not as much as the Aramid Fiber version, but it was there. Now, one of my commenters mentioned that this test may have some flaws and suggested that I slide the phone screen down against a piece of white paper instead to see if there were any marker transfer. The Frosted Series Gen 7 failed this test as well, multiple times. This means there is a chance that the front screen lip is not high enough to protect the screen, so I'm a bit worried about how it's going to do in the next test. Now that the white paper test is done, it's time for some drop testing. So this is the next phone for drop testing. Just want to show you guys the condition of the case before I start the drops. This is my actual iPhone 17 Pro Max. There's no issues with the screen at all. We're going to see if this thing can survive 60 total drops, starting with the head height drop first. Alright, so this is drop number 1. Take a quick look just to make sure there's no major damage. We're good to go, all the way to 30. Drop number 30. Ooh, that earlier drop really hurt, guys. Somebody said wear shoes or something, but we don't wear shoes in the house here. I'm sustaining personal injury. If you haven't liked, subscribed, shared the video, please do it. This is after 30 drops. First thing I wanted to show you guys is just the screen. Show that it's actually still working. Show the camera. Different lenses still working. Take a quick look at the case. I always like to inspect the corners first to see how much wear there is. And I don't see that much wear, not as much as some other cases I've tested, like the Kadabi ones. You'd see a ton of wear right here already after less than 5 drops, but you can see here that no damage that I can see anywhere on the. Alright, this is one pocket height. Real quick, after 60 total drops, case stayed completely on the phone that whole time. It never slipped off the corners. Screen looks fine. Different camera lenses. All work fine. Quickly look at the case. Again, pay close attention to the corners. If you've seen my other case reviews, these corners get worn down quite a bit, but this one still looks very, very in like new condition. Take a look at the phone. People are always curious, is there any damage in the camera plateau area? There is none here. No new dents that I can see. That's the drop test. Now that we know whether the Frosted Series Gen 7 can actually survive real-world drops, let's take a closer look at the materials, fit, finish, and long-term experience. Now there are some pretty big material differences between the Frosted Series Gen 7 and the Rebel Series Aramid Fiber Gen 7 I tested before. The most obvious difference is the backplate, because the frosted version has a much more transparent look. So if you want to protect your phone without completely hiding the design of your iPhone, this is probably the version that makes more sense. However, it's not fully clear. It has more of a frosted finish, which does a really good job of resisting fingerprints compared to Aramid Fiber. But because it doesn't have that Aramid Fiber backplate texture, the back of this case is definitely more slippery. Phone REBEL says this case has a guaranteed non-yellowing textured clear polycarbonate backplate, but like most clear case claims, I can't fully prove that in a short review. That's something you only find out after months or even years of use. Another big difference is the built-in circular ring stand. You can't spin the ring 360 degrees like you can on some other cases, such as the Taurus QT Air, but it works well enough to stand the phone in both landscape and portrait mode. But there is one odd thing I noticed. Because the stand is built directly into the MagSafe area, removing it from a MagSafe charger or accessory would sometimes lift the ring just enough for it to snap back into place once the magnet's disconnected, and it makes it a noticeable snapping sound every time. It's not a huge deal, but once I noticed it, I couldn't really unhear it. There are also some things missing from the Frosted series compared to the Aramid Fiber version. For example, there doesn't seem to be any lanyard holes. The Frosted version also doesn't have TPE material inside the corners, and it doesn't have a soft microfiber lining on the inside of the backplate. So from a materials standpoint, the Aramid Fiber version does feel a little more premium on the inside. In terms of similarities, the camera ring and buttons are still swappable, which is one of the more unique things about this case. Phone REBEL also sells interchangeable camera plate covers, so you can switch between an exposed camera design or a fully covered camera plateau without buying a completely different case. I still haven't seen many companies do something like this. The side frame uses TPU with the same textured grip pattern as the Aramid Fiber version, so the sides are extremely grippy, and even though the frosted back is more slippery, the side grip does help make up for it. The front screen lip design is also similar to the other Gen 7 version. The corners are raised more aggressively, while the top, bottom, and side edges stay pretty low profile, but the fit on this frosted version is excellent. I actually think this case might fit even tighter than the Aramid Fiber version. Even after taking the case on and off multiple times, it still felt really secure on the phone. For something marketed as rugged, the case also feels surprisingly slim and lightweight. It doesn't feel like a giant brick in your hand. Lastly, MagSafe performance is extremely strong. I did some simple push and pull tests, and this is honestly one of the strongest MagSafe connections I've felt in a long time. Besides the overall protection, the next thing people interact with most on their phones is the buttons, ports, and swipe gestures. Because even if a case is protective, bad buttons or uncomfortable gestures can completely ruin the daily experience. Luckily, the Frosted Series Gen 7 performs really well here. The buttons are clicky, responsive, and have a very satisfying tactile feel. Every press feels clean and consistent. At the bottom, the charging port, speakers, and microphone areas are fully open, and all of my charging cables fit without any issues. But the biggest highlight here is the swipe gesture experience. Because the front lip stays so low profile along the sides, swiping feels very natural. It's one of the closest experiences I've had to using a naked iPhone while still using a rugged style case, and that balance is very difficult to pull off. So despite having fewer protective features compared to the Rebel Series Aramid Fiber version, the Frosted version still did a fantastic job protecting my iPhone 17 Pro Max. After 60 drops from different everyday heights, there was no damage to the phone, and the case still looked good afterward. It also stayed comfortable to hold and use every day, mostly because of that front screen lip design. The corners are raised more aggressively for protection, but the rest of the lip stays low profile, so it doesn't feel annoying to use during normal use. At $45, it's cheaper than the Aramid Fiber version, while still giving you a transparent frosted back, a built-in kickstand, swappable buttons, and the ability to change the camera ring. But there are some trade-offs. You lose the lanyard attachment point, the backplate is more slippery, and compared to the Aramid Fiber version, it feels a little less premium on the inside. But overall, I think this is a fantastic case. So if you want a rugged iPhone 17 Pro Max case that still shows off the design of your phone, the Phone REBEL Frosted Series Gen 7 is an easy recommendation. Now, if you want to see a case that I tested on more than just manufactured hardwood floors, including wood, concrete, and asphalt, check out my D-Brand tech case video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.